Okay, we're here at TEDx Telluride Live, and I'm talking to Colleen Duffley of Studio B, and she is in front of her iPad installation called Light Impressions. And Colleen, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about Studio B and what it is you do.
Studio B is a very unique concept that we started about 3 years ago. It's really about bringing the best of the best and the up-and-coming and all things creative together in sort of a French salon. We've actually been called the French salon of our time by the New York Daily News. And the reason I started Studio B was I'm a commercial advertising and magazine photographer, and I do branding and directing, and I've done some commercials, and I have had the opportunity to meet and come to be friends with some of the most unique people in the artistic world. It's funny, when you photograph someone, you become, there's this sort of attachment or of way into their life and what they do, because the camera becomes this personal thing for who they are.
Yeah, a connection you make with them.
Yes, it's absolutely this great connection. So I've had this great opportunity of traveling the world, taking photographs of some of the most influential people from all walks of life. And one day I was in the studio, and in this changing world of digital and just the whole world changing, I decided that I wanted to start a Plan B, which is why it's called Studio B. And it really is about not only giving back. I mean, the B stands for so many things. It stands for Plan B, that I still do my Plan A, very much so, and I still love my Plan A, but because I've had the opportunity to meet these great people, I wanted to give back and to bring, I've been in Italy or Ireland or France or Peoria and have said, oh my God, this is the coolest person I've ever met, and I wish my friends could meet them. So now the Studio B concept is that we bring these people together. They come to our venue, and then we also do experiences around the world. It's amazing. So many people have said, oh, I want to be a part of this. And one of our taglines is, are you on the B list? It's the new A list. And so many people want to be on the B list. And it's really about sharing what you know. We've had everybody from the former Dixie Chicks, now the Courtyard Hounds, come and perform in our venue, to India Hicks launched her jewelry line at Studio B before it went to Bloomingdale's. And having friends like Jonathan Adler and Simon Doonan and Brad Oldham and gosh, the list goes on, great designers and fashionistas and photographers, other photographers, that it's really about sharing the things that you know. And it's about, as we move into this new digital age, not just accepting where we're going and learning it, but also staying true to the things that made us who we are. I mean, we do everything from encaustic art classes, which is one of the oldest forms of art, and to sewing. But the sewing instructor is, a great couture designer. We're not your mama's sewing class, that's for sure. They're making iPhone cases in the sewing class versus an apron they may never wear. And the classes are for kids and adults.
Where do these take place? Is this in?
We have our main venue is in the Panhandle of Florida, but we do experiences all over. But we are now we are actually relocating and going to be based in Water Sound, which is on a little highway called 30A in the Florida Panhandle. That is one of the most amazing places in the world, actually. It's sort of a just white sand beaches, turquoise water, and it has a really great energy. And I moved there about 9 years ago and just love it there. Light Impressions was born in June of this year, and when I started Studio B, we did a camera phone event that we opened to the world. We wanted to know what everyone was doing on New Year's Day, from midnight to midnight, to send in your images. And the first year, before we even had a venue, Studio B had an experience. And the idea was that it shouldn't be about the equipment. I mean, granted, I have $1 million in camera equipment, but I shoot with my iPhone every day. And so what I wanted to do was to create an experience where people could send in their pictures, and we get pictures from 9-year-olds and 90-year-olds. It's not about the equipment, it's about your life and how you're experiencing it and sharing it. So at our 3rd birthday party this year, I wanted to do something in conjunction with our first event, which was a camera phone event, and I thought, I want to do the best of the best, just like Studio B and the up and coming. So we've invited 20 of the world's best iPhonographers And they are all showing individually in their own right in their own countries and cities, and are really the movers and shakers of the new movement of iPhoneography, which is actually a real art movement. And then we did open curation for call for entries. So these 40 iPhoneographers are from all over, and they're on 40 iPads. But the cool thing about the installation is the background is actually the rooftop of a local restaurant that blew off during a hurricane.
Oh, wow.
Like Studio B, we want to go forward with all the technology, but we don't forget where we came. You know, we didn't want it to be like new and slick, so we wanted something unique and that was recycled. So when the gentleman who built this for us, David Higgs, who's an amazing, amazing builder, he said he had this piece of metal that blew off a roof, and I'm like, that's perfect. So then came our light impressions background, which is, to me, makes it.
I understand that these were all iPhoto.
These are all shot.
All taken on an iPhone.
Absolutely, they had to be shot and processed. There could be no post-production. And iPhoneographers are really, really serious about.
Oh, no Photoshop. Nice.
It can only be Photoshop if it's the app.
Okay, so you brought this to Telluride for TEDx Telluride Live, and do you see it going other places? And where would you like to see this?
We actually have in the works. We've been invited by several galleries around the world, and we're going to travel. This is really our second stop, if you count our galleries the first.
Right.
We are taking it to the AHA School here in Telluride, and we're going to teach iPhone classes there. And then we're going to galleries from Boulder, just really around the United States, and then across to Italy and England and Ireland and France.
Wow, that's exciting.
In Malta, there's actually, I had an email today from one of the iPhoneographers is from Malta, and she wants us to bring it there. So the cool thing is, wherever we're in a city or a state or a country where an iPhoneographer is represented, then they will teach the classes.
Oh, that is really cool. Wow, that's...
And the cool thing, they're not really, I mean, there's a few people that are actual photographers, but a lot of them are not. You know, the great thing about the iPhone is that, you know, you don't have to be a photographer to shoot with it, and it's, you can teach yourself how to use the apps, and which
right.
is really great.
And so is StudioB, thebeach.com is your website?
StudioBthebeach.com, and our Facebook page is Studio B The Beach.
Okay, and that's where you can find out more about this?
Yep, you can find out about this, and then you can, if you sign up for our email list, we'll send you all the locations where we'll be, and let people know when we're coming to a city near you, and how you can be a part of it. And we often do experiences where we call for entries to other camera companies.
Very cool. Thank you for your time.